Welcome to Faith and Freedom. For the next few minutes, we hope to inform, inspire, and encourage you as we discuss legal victories and challenges to your fundamental freedom and religious liberties. Faith and Freedom comes to you from Liberty Counsel, a civil liberties education and legal defense organization. Join us now as Matt Staver, founder and chairman of Liberty Counsel, explains the latest legal issues all across this country. In the courtrooms of America, Liberty Counsel is winning the battle for your constitutional freedom.
Liberty Counsel sues the city of West Palm Beach for silencing pro-lifers. Hi, welcome to Faith and Freedom. I'm Steve Crampton, Vice President for Legal Affairs and General Counsel for Liberty Counsel. With me today, Harry Mihet, Senior Litigation Counsel for Liberty Counsel. Harry, we have a hot ongoing case in West Palm Beach, Florida, involving our friend Susan Pine, who is on the line with us today. Tell us a little bit about the background of this lawsuit. How did we get here?
Well, Stephen, for many years now, there has been a standoff between pro-life advocates like our dear friend Susan Pine and the city of West Palm Beach, the West Palm Beach Police, and the abortion clinic there, which calls itself the Presidential Women's Center. And they have tried for years to silence pro-life advocates and to kick them out of the public square, out of the public sidewalks that are in front of that abortion clinic where Susan and her friends faithfully show up every Saturday to tell women about the tragic choice that they're about to make and to let them know that there are alternatives to abortion and that they do not have to kill their children. In this particular round, the city has now passed a new ordinance that purports to ban shouting and amplified sound within 100 feet of the property line of the clinic. And essentially, there's no volume restriction. There is no guidance whatsoever offered in this law. Any device that emits an amplified sound, even if it's a iPod, for example.
Yes, that would include anything.
Exactly, a car stereo. Anything that has a volume button.
Even a, what do you call the earpiece, the...
headphones.
Well, headphones, but I'm thinking of those that are hard of hearing,
Yes, right. I mean, anything that has an on-off or a volume button is now absolutely and categorically banned, even if it doesn't cause any disturbance in or around that abortion clinic.
And the reason for this is because Susan and some other pro-lifers actually occasionally use a bullhorn in order to reach the women going into the clinic with their message of life and hope, right?
That's right. And so there is no doubt that this particular ordinance is directed singularly and solely at Susan and her friends. And we can talk about some of the legal shortcomings of this law. But we want, since we have Susan with us on the phone, I think it would be helpful for our audience to get to know her because she has a remarkable story and she has stood up to these bullies and these constitutional imposters time and again, and the Lord has been faithful to her. And so let's say hello to Susan. How are you, Susan? Can you hear us?
Good, yes, I can hear you.
Right. Susan, you've been outside this abortion clinic very faithfully for years now, spreading the message of life. Tell us, what has prompted you to get involved in this fight for life?
Because I was coerced into an abortion years ago. And I wanted women to know that there's help available and that abortion isn't necessary and that there's people that are willing to help regardless of their circumstances.
You know, Susan, we hear tragic stories like yours all the time, and we are involved in many cases where the so-called proponents of choice are trying to hide the truth and to prevent women who are about to have an abortion from knowing the truth about abortion. And it sounds like that's what happened to you. So tell us, Susan, what are some of the things that you discuss with women on the sidewalk outside this abortion clinic?
Well, the first thing that we do is to find out what brought them to the abortion center that day. the reason for abortion varies. Sometimes it is economical issues, and sometimes it's simply a mother that has children already that are that's feeling overwhelmed, and she needs a Mother's Day out, and she needs the support of other women who have had several children, and reassurance that she can do this. There's help, and we can assure her. It just depends on what the issue is that she presents.
Sure. And so you provide them with a life-affirming alternative in many instances. Tell us, have you been able to see a difference, an impact in your work? Have you been able to persuade some women to choose life?
Yes, we have. As a matter of fact, one of the children was baptized at my church.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a mother that was in her 30s, that this was her first child and probably her only child. And that was her opportunity to be a mother. And she is so glad that she chose life for her daughter.
That's amazing, Susan. You know, I have to tell you, it really gives meaning to our work, and it stresses the importance of the work that we do here at Liberty Counsel. I so enjoy receiving your emails every now and then when you write to us and you say, Harry, we saved another life at the clinic today. It just really lets us know that the work that we do matters and that lives are being saved and lives are being changed, Stephen.
And you know, we talked earlier about a right to know law, an informed consent law. And here's another instance where the proponents of abortion really do not want women to have an informed choice. They really don't want them to have a choice at all. They want them to go through with that abortion. And here you find time and again, those who choose life never regret the decision. Those who choose to abort so often regret the decision. I mean, the numbers are overwhelming, I think, as a percentage.
That's right. And I think when you look at the facts, the duplicity of the city and the abortion clinic is so transparent here. Susan, you are prohibited by this law from using any amplified sound like a bullhorn. But tell us, are there other entities in or around this clinic that are allowed to use loudspeakers without being punished?
Well, the abortion center itself uses amplified sound. It has a loudspeaker on each side of the building, and that warns people that they're being videotaped if there's any activities going on, that they're being videotaped. Along with that, there's a Wendy's restaurant that has amplified sound at their drive-through that can be heard a block away. And Pollo Tropical is another restaurant that has amplified sound. So there's several entities there that use amplified sound, and I can't stress enough the importance of us having that bullhorn so that we're able to reach women. This is a fortress, and that amplified sound is what makes the difference between life and death.
It's unbelievable, Susan, to us, and I'm sure to our listeners, that the city would pretend to pass a law that prohibits all amplified sound and to enforce that law against you and your friends. And by the way, we know that you have been already cited and threatened with fines and arrest for using amplified sound here, while at the very same time, in the very same location, other people who are not preaching the value of life are allowed to use amplified sound with impunity. It's a mockery of our laws, and this is the kind of things that this abortion clinic and that the city of West Palm Beach and the cops have been doing to Susan and her friends for some
years.
time.
That's exactly right.
We just wrapped up the litigation against Eric Holder, the Attorney General, and his entire Department of Justice that came against Susan and tried to have her fined and ejected for blocking a car, quote unquote. And fortunately, that ended with Eric Holder and the Department of Justice paying $120,000 for bringing a frivolous lawsuit against Susan.
Friends, this is not just an academic exercise. These are real lives. This is life and death, what Susan Pine and many others like her deal with day in and day out. Would you please join us in the fight? Pray for Susan. Pray for those that are sharing the truth with women who are making tragic decisions on behalf of themselves and their children. Call us, 1-800-671-1776. Stand with us. Would you please join us in the fight for life?
You have been listening to Faith and Freedom with Liberty Counsel. We hope that we have motivated you to stand up for your faith, family, and freedom. We can accomplish a lot when we work together. Get informed and get involved today. Sign up for our free monthly newsletter, The Liberator. We will send it out to you free of charge. Stay informed with our Liberty Alert email updates. Just click on the website at www.lc.org or call us at 1-800-671-1776. Tune in next time to learn more about your rights right here on Faith and Freedom.